Hey guys, so today I'm going to do another tutorial and review of the Morphe Jaclyn Hill Vault collection. This is the Ring the Alarm palette. I've already done Bling Boss and the Armed and Gorgeous palette. I'll go ahead and link those down below if you want to check out those, see how they worked. So I'm basically doing 4 separate videos for each palette just to make things a little bit easier on myself, sort of. Easier-ish. I mean, I guess it's 4 videos to edit. I don't have enough time in a day to do all 4 palettes in one day. I have 2 kids, so that just doesn't work out for me. So I've decided to split them up into 4 videos. So I'm just gonna jump right on in. If you guys are new, hey, my name's Liz. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Also ring your notification bell so you guys are notified for all my future videos. And if you guys want to see the Ring the Alarm palette and how mine performs, then just keep watching. If you haven't seen any of my previous videos of the Vault collection, check out my Bling Boss one. I go into more detail about the palettes, what the Vault looks like, prices, and all of that. So this palette does cost $15, and this is what the Ring the Alarm palette looks like. Just your warm tone gold palette. That's basically how to describe it. You got your oranges, reds, and golds. That's something that I've noticed that Jaclyn really likes, so I can see why she created this palette. I do think that it's really pretty. For me personally, I do like it. I tend not to reach for these shades quite as often. I'm just more of kind of like a cool tone type of person. I prefer cool tone eyeshadows on my eyes. I don't know why, orange eyeshadows don't look very good on me, but I do like the purpley brown shades in here as well. I'll go ahead and insert a picture of some swatches. Just remember that swatches don't always indicate how the palette is going to perform on your eyes. I personally just like swatching things because I like to see the way that they feel, the way that they look, but you can have shadows that swatch really well and then perform really bad, so just keep that in mind. There have been so many inconsistencies with these palettes that I did see Jaclyn say that some people have said that if you scrape off the top layer off the eyeshadows, then that can get them to perform a little bit better. I don't know how true that is. I haven't done it to any of mine. I don't know if I want to do it to any of mine. Maybe I will. I don't know. Just lightly scrape it. I don't even know how I would do that. If you have any ideas, let me know, but without totally ruining them, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how this one performs. So I'm gonna go ahead and scoot you guys on in and we can get started. Okay, so I've already gone ahead and primed my eyes. So I'm probably just gonna start with the lightest shade in the palette, which is this shade right here. It's called Rush. This is basically kind of what I do with any palette that I have. I typically start with the lightest or just a light transition shade, and since this is the lightest shade, I'm gonna say lightest a lot, that's the shade that I'm gonna start with. So I'm gonna go in with a Morphe M535. It's the brush that I always start with. And I'm gonna lightly put this in my transition area. That shade did blend out pretty nicely, so I don't have any complaints about that one. I'm gonna go into this shade right here. It's called Siren. I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M441. It kind of has a little bit of a sheen to it, but I don't know, it kind of looks like it has like little gold sparkles in it. But I'm gonna throw this in my crease. This one so far is also blending out really nicely. I actually really like that. That actually worked pretty well. That wasn't really hard to blend out at all, so far so good. I think now I'm gonna go in with this shade right here. It's called Secret, and I'm gonna go in with the Morphe R39, and I'm gonna put this on my outer corner basically. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pack this on my outer corner. That one's actually blending out really easy too. I mean, a whole lot easier than the other 2 palettes. Their dark matte shades in the other 2 are pretty hard to blend out. This one's actually not too bad either. So far, I am actually pleasantly surprised. So I am liking that. I think the next thing I'm gonna do is take this shade right here. I'm going to first put concealer down over half of my lid. This is what I always do. And then I'll go in with that shade. So I just take some concealer on a little brush like this. I kind of just carve out half of my lid with it. I'm not necessarily doing a cut crease. because I will blend the edges. So I just do a little something like that, kind of just to give it more of a blank canvas so that the shimmer really shines through. So I'm gonna go in first with a little flat shader brush like this. I'm just gonna kind of go over it just to see how much pigment comes off, and actually quite a bit of color came off right there. This shimmer shade's actually doing a whole lot better than any of the other shimmers in the other palettes that I've tried. You know, between the Bling Boss and the Armed & Gorgeous, this one is actually doing pretty well. And this is just on a dry brush. So I can get that with a dry brush. I'm gonna go ahead and spray my brush. I just wanna see it get a little bit more metallic. I do think that looks pretty good. I will say that the outer corner shade Secret has faded quite a bit. So I'm gonna go back in with that. Just kind of touch it up a little bit, kind of blend these two edges together. I actually don't really mind that. I actually think that these shadows performed way better than the other two, than the Bling Boss and the Armed & Gorgeous palette that I have. The metallic shade just like came right on without spraying my brush or anything, and that didn't happen with the other two palettes that I used. Granted, I didn't use every single metallic shade, so maybe it was just the ones that I used, but I'm actually not mad about this. I actually think this is really pretty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye off camera. I'm gonna finish doing the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, so I've thrown some lashes on, I've done the rest of my makeup. I'm going to jump right on in to the bottom lash line. So I'm gonna take this shade right here called Framed. I'm gonna take it on a Morphe M432. And I'm just gonna push this right up against my lower lashes. Now on this little pencil brush, this is Morphe E18, I'm going to go back into the shade Rush, and I'm just going to kind of use it to blend out the framed shade. I'm going to go into the shade Siren, same brush, just lightly going to go in there and run it along the lower lash line again. Okay, and then I'm just gonna pop on some bottom mascara real quick. Okay, and that is it. Granted, I am not a makeup artist. I'm not super fantastic at makeup, but I do think it turned out pretty good. I actually think this palette is pretty dang good. Considering it's only $15 and comparing it to the other two that I've tried, this one is way better. I don't know why this one is so much better than the other two, but I think that it takes the cake on the Bling Boss and the Armed & Gorgeous palette. I just felt like the mattes blended out a lot better. The shimmer was a whole lot better to put on. So I am actually pleasantly surprised with this palette. If you're thinking about getting it, I would definitely pick it up. If you have this palette, let me know in the comments below if it works as well as I did. I want to know. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you want to check out the other two videos on the Bling Boss and the Armed & Gorgeous palette, again, I'll link those in the comments below. Definitely subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you next time. Bye.